Nielsen Ratings is a show just for you. We talk film, TV, both old and new. We discover new things, our tastes get broader. So here's the show's host in no particular order. Rachel's arrived, she's making a stand. It seems like world domination is her ultimate plan. And he's a little rough, he's a little caustic. Call him what you will as long as it's not toxic. Stupendous gonna judge you on your sense of cool by asking you what your favorite Mexican food. Northern Bustard and Spider Elm would say hello. It seems like everybody wants to be on this YouTube show. Run by Lance who drinks cappuccino. Everybody thinks he looks like Quentin Tarantino. So come on in and join the Nielsen Ratings. It's a show that you've all been anticipating.
This isn't confusing at all.
I guess one of us is in charge. What's going on?
You guys hear me?
Where's the host?
All right, mic issues. Okay, cool.
Lance? You're missing any more show?
Where's Lance?
All right, I'll take over. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Outcast Creative. Load of toxicity. I had to get rid of Lance. He's become too coffee during the stream, so we're gonna be talking about some cool shit today. Apparently, some horrible Netflix movie that.
Yeah, I was just watching it. They apparently bombed Chicago.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, we don't know because it has 4 different almost endings and then no actual ending. So that's really
I was
really loving
like,
a movie.
I was really confused with that fucking movie.
I think it's one of those open-ended things where we're supposed to kind of figure out in our own mind what happened.
Yeah, that's what I took from it.
You know, that's what I like to do. I like to help out the creative team and just write my own ending into a movie, kind of like a choose your own adventure.
I mean, it's one way to save budget. Just don't show the explosion.
Just hey, whatever. We'll have a British guy play an American president with a horrible accent, and we'll have a bunch of people running around not actually doing anything.
Not act like a fucking president either. Just have him act like a guy who's just being put into the role with no fucking idea what he's doing.
Right. Well, I know Lance is going to want to dig into that like super heavy. Did anybody else watch anything even remotely cool this week since the last? How about you, Leroy? You don't get to be on here as often with your writing and stuff. Do you watch anything cool this past week?
Yeah, I won't call it cool, but I saw the first episode of Welcome to Derry.
Yeah, how is that? Is that any good?
It's all right. I'm not really into horror movies, especially when children are getting slaughtered, but it was okay. I just saw the first episode. I have been watching season 2 of House of David. I've watched it's already in its 5th episode for season 2, and I've watched all 5 episodes like a dozen times. It's that good. But
House of David, give me and the audience who are ignorant a brief overview of that, because I don't know what that is. I don't know what House of David
is about. You're talking about it, Welcome to Derry, or House of David?
House of David. I didn't put that slide up. That's Lance did that. He's
okay.
Probably on a delay.
House of David is a.
He's here. He's here, but where is he? Come on, you're hosting the show, mate.
He said I was in charge. Shut up. I'm in charge until he gets here. His mic is down. His mic's not working right now. So okay. I'm interested in this House of David. Explain it to me.
House of David is a biblical show about life of David. And
like the David versus Goliath. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's about that. Season 1 was about how he started as a shepherd, and it ended with him killing Goliath. Season 2 starts with him killing Goliath, and then the fighting in the Battle of Elah between the Philistines and the children of Israel. And from a Christian standpoint, what I loved about season 2, like what I love about the show in general, is that it's definitely sticks close to the word. But after watching episode 1 of season 2, I mean, I have not seen any, whether you're a Christian or not, whether you believe in the Bible or not, I have not seen any biblical movie or show that has action, drama, romance, entertainment all in one, and still stick to the word. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you have to see it to believe it. But I highly recommend watching season 1 first, then watching season 2. Season 2 just started. It just completed 5 episodes. Episode 6 is the Sunday. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I see that. I actually don't have Amazon Prime anymore. I basically just utilize my Plex Pass, but if it pops up on my Plex Pass,
You can watch it on bootleg. There's a website called vidplay.
Yeah, I hate to do that because it doesn't give credit. With my Plex Pass, the guy that runs it, if I ask him for something, even if it's on some obscure thing like Apple or Paramount or something, he usually will get it for me without and I PayPal him every now and then. That way, you know what I mean? Like there's the creators are still getting some money. I hate to bootleg something. Plus, I don't like that stuff on my computer with that. But that's kind of interesting. I wonder if they're going to go so far as to do like these are
supposed to be Goliath's brothers. You see, the Bible, people forget to mention that in the Bible, Goliath did have brothers, and the Bible does mention them. And it also mentions that one of David's brothers killed Goliath's brothers after David killed Goliath. And after watching episode 1 of season 2 with my parents, my mom, who is a deeply conservative Christian woman, didn't like episode 1 of season 2 because of the violence. I'm telling her, Mom, if you don't like violence, then don't read the Bible. Like I can't speak for all Christians, but for me as a Christian, I think the problem with us Christians is that we need to stop looking at the Bible through rose-colored glasses. For me, it's not just a guide in order to help us have a relationship with Jesus Christ. It's also a history book. Because like I said, I'm not trying to preach here or anything. I actually believe everything that happened in the Bible actually happened in real life. So I'll just go as far as say that. But it's still a good show. I highly recommend you watch season 1 first before you watch season 2. Like I said, season 2 just started.
Yeah.
And also another, like I said, other than it, Welcome to Dare. The first episode just happened Sunday. I just finished watching the season finale of Billy the Kid, or the series finale of Billy the Kid on MGM Plus, and also the Mayor of Kingstown season 4 episode 1.
Yep. I definitely want to get to that because that's something I want to talk. But real quick, so anyone else watch this David
House of David
show? Anybody else got this? Looking into it?
Despite being a long-haired bearded fellow myself, I had no idea of its existence.
Okay. What would you, Leroy? What would you rate it? 1 out of 10? Do you think?
Oh, I rate the whole show. Season 1, I'd probably rate 8.5 out of 10. So far with season 2, I'd definitely rate it 10 out of 10.
Okay. Wow. All right. Definitely
because I've watched all 5 episodes of season 2 like more than 10 times already. I mean, it's that good.
Yeah, Darth Plato, good comment here. If you guys haven't already, I guess we got some competition. Dark Hours decided to go head-to-head with us on his show. So if you wouldn't mind, please share out the stream on Twitter and any of your socials. Hit that like button, notification bell. That really does help out a lot with the algorithm. And I believe Lance is pretty good about doing all of our channels in the description of his videos. But if not, if a moderator could throw up, Leroy, you have a YouTube channel, right? Or no? You don't.
I'm still learning how to use YouTube.
Okay.
Only time I use YouTube is when I post a video for my publisher.
Can you private message me a link to your latest book, maybe, and I can put that in the chat? Can you do that? For those who don't know, Leroy is a writer. He writes mostly Western fiction.
Yeah, in fact, I just finished my newest book about an hour or so ago, and submitted it to the publisher.
Nice.
I submitted the 6th book in my Frontier series. I published that back in September. It's on Amazon. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can just.
No problem. Take your time. I'm gonna jump over to Northern and see what he's got going on this month, or this week rather, since the last time we had the show. What's up, Northern? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing fine. Just been getting a lot of more videos ready. I'm getting my notes down for Ash vs. Evil Dead 10th anniversary this Friday, so I've been a bit busy. But been catching up on a few Halloween movies as well. But I don't know if we want to talk about House of Dynamite just yet, do we?
I think we're gonna see if I think the best thing to do is wait, see if Lance can get his technical issues fixed, because I know he's heavy into wanting to talk about the House of Dynamite. So I think we'll hold our water and just talk about what the other stuff is, and then leave that to last if he's able to get on. If he can't get on at all, I'm sure he'll give his opinion either in the chat or in the private message, and then we'll get to House of Dynamite, unless he tells me something different. Thank you, Leroy. At the end of the show, I just
posted a link in the chat room.
Yeah, I got you, brother. At the end of the show, I'll post everybody's links. But yeah, you watch anything cool, interesting, spooky season stuff? I'm going to be kind of duplicating my questions on my show. But what do you got? Go ahead.
Yeah, I try to keep it very Halloween related during this month. So yeah, I have been trying to go through a lot of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I've seen the first one a bunch of times, but I've never properly sat down to watch the sequels. And I've
seen all of those.
Yeah, pretty much up to the Dream.
Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the fourth one, and I don't know if I want to proceed with the others now, because I thought Dream Warriors was a really fucking great sequel. It was really cool, very creative. It expanded on the whole, controlling your dreams and taking the energy away from the monsters.
Dream Warriors, dude.
It was brilliant. It had a very good creatively grisly death with the puppet, the kid being used as a puppet. It's nasty, but very creative, very grisly. And it is a very fun sequel as well.
Northern English. Have you seen the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes, I did. I watched the remake last week, and it is really terrible. It's
terrible. Terrible. No, it's terrible.
The remake is better than the originals.
No.
I
love the remake.
Lance, yank him out, Lance. Yank him out.
I can give 3 examples why the remake does not work. 1, Jackie L. Haley lacks the personality of Robert Englund to pull off Freddy Krueger. He's very good in Watchmen. He can play a psycho really well.
Watchmen was terrible. I hated Watchmen.
He's good in it, though. He's good in it. But so the relationship between the characters is pretty non-existent in the remake. In the first movie, you actually see these people hanging out. You get to see what they're like together. They have a bit of chemistry. I barely see any interaction between Nancy and the blonde girl who's supposed to be her best friend. We never see that. And the kills just feel like it's there, while in the original, you had the blood gazer. Johnny Depp getting sucked into the bed and blood just a big fountain of blood goes all over the room. And the first kill you see is Nancy's blonde leggy friend getting thrown across the scene, and it's done, and it takes its time as well. She suffers badly. It is horrifying to watch, but also amazing to watch as well, at how the fact that they managed to have her go across the wall and the ceiling, using like some kind of trickery to make you think that was happening. That was really cool. But in the remake, she gets thrown across the room, gets slashed, and that's it. It's kind of just done. It lacks any of the creativity of the original. And it feels very pointless.
That's the word, creativity.
I thought the remake
tries to play it a little bit realistic, a little bit po-faced, I think.
But it's about dreams. You need to be creative.
Hey,
you need to get a bit more imaginative.
Yeah,
we have to have different tastes.
Hey, Lance.
My issues going up the wazoo today. The second time it's happened today. So you're talking about the 2010 remake of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I liked it way better than the originals. I also like the remake of Friday the 13th. I thought that was better than the originals.
Well, okay.
That was great. That was great, kind of. Yeah.
Leroy, you are quite strong. So, I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street remake is definitely not better than the original. Come on. That's just nonsense.
Well, it's a subjective opinion, isn't it? I mean, it's a wrong one, but it's still subjective.
It's a wrong subjective opinion. I mean, I think the Friday the 13th remake is actually quite strong. I will say that. I do quite like.
At least we agree on something then.
Oh, mate, we agree on more than that.
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah,
but
even the Captain Supernatural is kind of makes a pretty decent lead as well. Yeah, surprisingly.
Leroy, what was your rating for this based purely on the first episode alone? So far,
I'm gonna say 7 out of 10. It wasn't a bad show. It's that
okay.
As far as I don't like watching
No, I know you said you don't like watching kids get killed in horror films. I
Yeah,
get that.
because even though I don't have any children are sacred to me. So,
I hear you.
From a horror movie standpoint or a horror show standpoint, and plus it's still the first episode, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. It wasn't bad. It's just
all right. Thanks for that. Let's move on then, because no one else has seen it, right? But I just wanted to get your rating on it, so because it is called the Nielsen rating. Just want to thank Tox for stepping in there like the authoritarian military man he is. I thought, I was already typing Tox step in when you took command immediately. So
Tox, you're ex-military, aren't you?
Yeah, that was good. That was a good result. Good score. Yeah, okay. Has anybody got anything else they want to say about Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake 2010?
I think it had good intentions. I remember I saw it. I was still in the Army, and we went and saw it on base, and it had good intentions, but it just, I think it's like Northern says, Haley is a great actor, but he doesn't own the character in the way that Robert Englund did. I mean, I just don't think it's kind of like Blade and a couple other of these like, fantasy or horror world characters. You can't, there's really only ever going to be the one person. And plus the rewriting it of making him a child PDF file as opposed to just a child killer. I mean, that may seem like a small detail, but it's really not. And it kind of changed. And to be fair, I don't think the lead actress was that great. The girl that played the blonde one that's in the Arrow TV show, she did a much better job in her role as opposed to the chick that played the new Nancy. And it just didn't have what the original had. I mean, that's just that simple.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I'm pleased to see we've got a fair few people watching, despite some other people putting their shows up against mine. I don't know why people feel the need to do that, especially when they're in a different time zone, for fuck's sake, But there you go. No loyalty among friends. So let's move on then. And the reason I'm just going to say, the reason I was late coming on was this. I recently tried to trace two sisters from my school, and they actually took me out to my first clubbing night in London. And as you guys know, I've just written this book called Back to Raving at 50, and the story of that of going to that club is in the book. So I was trying to find them because I wanted to invite them to the book launch, but I couldn't find them before the book launch, so that didn't happen. And anyway, I happened to sort of just put there's a Facebook group for my school. You guys have probably got some things like that for your various schools and colleges and whatnot. And I just decided to put a post in there yesterday, and lo and behold, the brother of one of the girls saw it, and literally we ended up on the phone together about 10 minutes before we were due to go live. And it was like we hadn't seen each other since 1990.
Wow.
So we were like trying to catch up very quickly. And it was quite emotional as well, because we haven't spoken to each other for a really long time. She's had 3 kids since then. She's got 2 daughters and a son. The son's 36. I think she just had the son when I last saw her. And I was telling her, well, you and your sister are in the book, and it's about that night you organised that club night, and I came along, and I don't think you know what happened, and all the rest of it. So a shout out to Catherine and Caroline Ngugu, whose surnames, right? Ngugu is not a very common surname, and how everybody used to spell the surname at the school, including on all the registries and things, was as follows, which I've just put in the chat. But the actual spelling of the surname, which is a Nigerian surname, is nothing like that. So this is why I couldn't find them. So I was desperately trying to wrap up the conversation as we were due to go live, and various people were shouting at me for the link that I forgot to send and so on. So that was what was unfolding right before we went live. All right, so we'll talk about a couple of other things. I'm going to leave House of Dynamite for a little bit. We'll come back to that. I want to talk about a couple of other things that are happening. So on November the 14th in the UK, it is the 40th anniversary of one of my favourite films of all time. And the film's getting this massive release. Both there's a huge Blu-ray set coming out. Which is actually where's that coming from?
You're coming in and out, Lance.
Lance, we lost
Yeah,
you.
sorry, I think I've got an advert playing on this. Oh yeah, here we go. Sorry about that. There was an advert
Oh
playing.
yeah, they do that. I've been seeing that. They just pop up on the side when you're trying to watch a live stream. It's really
Yeah,
annoying.
I know, it's fucking irritating, and they're proper pain because you can't see them. They've miniaturized them now, like the old ones that you used to get when the internet was first a thing. Anyway, the Wild Geese is it's its 40th anniversary, and it's getting a cinema release in the UK on the 40th, as well as this 4K release set. I've already got 3 versions of the film. I've got a VHS, I've got a DVD, and I've got 2 DVDs actually, and I've got the Blu-ray that came out a few years ago. I don't have a need to buy the 4K, but it is actually coming also with a book that someone's written about the film, and there are some new interviews on the Blu-ray, so I am going to get it. I'll be doing a more in-depth review of the new set and the book and everything else when it comes out. But yeah, as I said, it's getting a cinema release on the 14th of November. So if you haven't seen it on the big screen, and you can see it on the big screen for the first time, and I know we've got a couple of English fellow outcasts in the chat, then please check it out on the big screen for the first time. A couple of the early scenes are a little bit corny, a little bit dated, but once the film gets into Africa, you will not be bored, is all I'm going to say. It's quite an impressive film. Still holds up really well today, so I would check it out. And no, in the chat, that is not the spelling of the surname. I'm actually gonna put it in there so you can see how there was absolutely no chance of me getting this surname correct. That's how you spell it. I've just put it in. So yeah, the Wild Geese is coming out. Paul Smith, it's a guilty pleasure of his. I don't think you need to call it a guilty pleasure. It's a fucking great film. I mean, it's the script is excellent. Written by Reginald Rose, who wrote 12 Angry Men. Unfortunately, Guy Ritchie's been trying to remake this for ages, and he's got the rights currently. I would preferably not like to see Guy Ritchie make this because his direction of action, I think is very boring.
You didn't like The Gentleman?
I like it, but the action in The Gentleman was over the top, stylized, and completely unrealistic. I mean, it was fun. It was fine for that film.
Mm-hmm.
But The Wild Geese is not a over stylized, borderline comical spy thriller, which is what The Gentleman was. I mean, come on, they're walking through a German submarine base, just killing Nazis at will with their.
I might have to push back on you a little bit there, Lance. I thought The Covenant's probably one of the best war movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's okay. I'm just not sure he's the right guy to direct it. That's all. I just think there are better directors out there.
I don't know. Sounds like gatekeeping to me, sir. I don't know.
I thought the best war movie I ever saw was Black Hawk Down.
I'm not in charge of the gate, so he hasn't been able to make it. How come? I don't know. I mean, he's got the pull. He can certainly put the finance together. So why he hasn't made it, I don't know.
Who knows? He didn't seem like the right guy to do Sherlock Holmes, but he made 2 very enjoyable Sherlock Holmes movies.
I think we need to dig into why Lance has got this axe to grind with him for some. What's going on, Lance? Did something happen?
No, I don't have an axe to grind with him. He shot the Man from U.N.C.L.E. movie. And I thought the action and the movie as a whole sucked. And I was really looking forward to it. And I just didn't think it was good. So I do think Guy Ritchie's very talented. I like a lot of his films. I do like the recent TV series that he's just done, and you know, the film with Hugh Grant was excellent. He's very talented. I'd just rather see someone else handle this particular property because it's a favourite film of mine, and I want to see it done the way it should be.
Did he do the Ministry of Uninteresting Warfare?
Yes.
Yeah,
maybe not.
That's the one I was talking about. Yeah,
Mm.
that's the one with the over stylized kind of action that
I'd put him at like 60-40 with his quality stuff versus his stuff that's kind of meh. I'd give him 60-40 and 60 in favor of good stuff. I'd agree.
Did Guy Ritchie direct Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
The first one was good. I haven't seen the second one yet.
I haven't seen the second one either. I thought the first one was pretty decent. I mean, I just, like I say, I just don't think he's the right guy to direct this particular property. I think he's a good director. I'm not saying he's not.
The second one stars a completely naked Stephen Fry. That will either lead you to never watch it again or watch it sometime.
No.
Thanks,
I feel
Critical Al. Now I'll never watch it.
I feel strangely uncompelled to watch that show. By the way, the reason Rachel is with us today, she's slightly poorly, but she is in the chat. So yeah, all right, okay. Well, let's move on. Let's talk about House of Dynamite. Controversial. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to give you my take on it first, seeing as my microphone is working, in case it backed up again. So, based on the trailer, I was very excited about this. Catherine Bigelow, very competent director. Zero Dark 30, one of my favourite films. Good writer, Noah Oppenheim. Great cast, with several actors in it that I'm very, very keen on. And some very good new, young, talented actors, has to be said, that I wasn't familiar with, who I thought did a superb job, particularly the kids in the missile room thing. Darth Plato is here. He wanted to talk about this. Welcome, Darth. So, yeah, but and for the first sort of 25, 30 minutes, I was really gripped, and I thought, wow, this is fucking great. This is like Crimson Tide, but sort of in the White House Situation Room. But this is really good, you know. And then I suddenly realized we were going into Foxy Brown territory. Oh, no, they're doing that. Let's repeat the same last bit you've seen, but from a different angle. And I was like, no, don't do that. And I was really like, no, please don't do that. I watched the next third and I was like, yeah, it's okay. But now it's all kind of really lost momentum. I'm not as gripped as I was. I'm sort of seeing and hearing things. The tension is dissipating. It's sort of, I like the real time element. And then, you know, and then it's the last third. And it's like, hey, look, it's a surprise. Idris Elba's the president. And I'm like, I don't care, actually, because now I've lost interest. This was really good. And then it just sort of went. So, yeah, it was like, for me, it was kind of like the biggest letdown, because it was the first third of it.
I agree.
First third of it was so great.
Lance, can I be honest with you? After 30 minutes, I became disinterested in it, even though I watched it all the way until we came on.
Yeah, I know, because I forced Leroy to watch it, because that was condition of him attending. 15 people watching. Love to know your thoughts about House of Dynamite. Please put your ratings out of 10 in the chat. But yeah, so I'm not going to give my rating on it yet. I'll wait till we've heard from others. Tox, I want to hear your thoughts as well. So like I say, there are some positives. There's some good writing, some good performances. It's very well directed. It's very well put together. But it lacks a central protagonist, which is a big problem. There's too many characters. You're not focused on one for long enough to get emotionally involved. And like the guy who kills himself, we don't see enough of him, you know. So we're not, when he dies, it's sort of, yeah, okay, he had a nice chat with his daughter, but you know. So anyway, so I just don't feel the emotional tangibility was there, and it just killed itself in the last 2/3. Toxic, what did you think?
I mean, it's you know, some smarter people than me and one dumber person has called it predictive programming from the Obama administration that pretty much runs Netflix, you know, trying to get this out there that there can just be a random missile attack and we won't know what to do. So be prepared for war because it's going to happen. yada, yada, yada. And then someone else smarter than me said, it's, you know, a very well-polished vanity project. And it's the first big L for Catherine Bigelow. I'm really disappointed because, like you, I definitely rate her as a director. I do like Zero Dark 30, but I like more The Hurt Locker and Point Break. I think those are freaking fantastic films. This is way above her. Like she doesn't have what it takes to do this sort of high-end political disaster espionage stuff. She doesn't have it. So whoever does have it, I couldn't think of off the top of my head, but it ain't Bigelow. And this is just, I mean, I agree with most of what you said as the derogatory stuff. I don't agree with anything you said to the positive. I don't think the acting was very good. I don't think the plot was very good. I don't care about any of these I don't care about any of these characters in this movie. I didn't find them to be compelling. This was a slog to get through. I had to restart it 3 times, and I'm like, Jesus, how much longer is this thing, man? And in any other thing, I love Rebecca Ferguson. I love Idris Elba, but I mean, he's woefully miscast as the American president. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking with that one. You know, so it's just all the military stuff was wrong. It's not possible for I don't care what hoop-diddy-who, you know, they just came up with some fake misnomer. You know, it was like, oh, they have a G-26 Flugelbinder that'll mask their launch. Bullshit. There's no such thing. That's
there's definitely no such thing as a Flugelbinder. I've not heard of that weapon.
Right. This thing that they made up that's just some random thing so that they could come up with a trolley problem-esque type, you know, now we have to nuke some random people, even if we don't know that they did it, because if we don't, we're going to look weak. What a dumb thought. Who thinks like that? That's, you know, that's ridiculous. I don't even know. I could go on and on. I'm going to be on Cinematic Autopsy show later this week. I think we'll discuss this on my show this week, but I mean, you know, all in all, what a waste of talent. I mean, it looks good. I mean, I will say that it's a very well polished turd, but a turd it is. And, you know, it's just, it falls flat on its own. There's no believability in this at all. Like, there's nothing about this that made me think. With Crimson Tide, you know, you have the submarine, you have these two opposing, very powerful alpha male, you know, officers in the U.S. Navy going head to head with each other, and both of them were right and both of them were wrong, as it's said in the film. And they were in that claustrophobic, you know, setting where their communication was down. That made sense. That I could see that. This plot completely collapses in on itself in the first 20 minutes of the movie. And again, like I said, none of these characters, maybe Rebecca Ferguson, are even remotely likable. And thank you, Wormy Spoon, Flugel McCuffin. Thank you. I just don't. I'm stealing that, by the way, Wormy Spoons. I'm stealing that.
Toxic. From one veteran to another, I agree with you 100%, because
thank you.
Like I told Lance, after 30 minutes, I lost interest, because I remember when 9/11 went down, and we were all like, it's safe to say we had our chickens with their heads cut off, but we were trying to get prepared. None of this would have happened in real life if something like, we would know with it who was trying to attack us in real life. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. Especially an attack of that magnitude. You know, this isn't like 20 guys with box cutters on a commercial airline. This is an ICBM getting launched. Like, dude, they know, they can track with utmost certainty how many times you've been on Pornhub this week. So they could definitely track an ICBM being launched from somewhere, into the stratosphere. So it's just ridiculous. But anyway, I'll let someone else have some time. I've fussed about this enough.
Critical, what did you think of it?
I'm probably not quite so against it as my other learned colleagues here. I really enjoyed Catherine Bigelow's direction. She's got a really organic style to direction where she'll just shift the camera ever so slightly now and again, just to make you aware that you're not watching some robotic I've seen so many films where the camera just doesn't move. It just doesn't move. It just stays where it is, and it's soulless. It looks like it's been directed by a machine. Catherine Bigelow does this really cool thing where every now and again she'll just give the camera a little bit of a jiggle or a little bit of a movement to let you know that there's somebody behind the camera still directing it. And I really appreciated that. I also really like the premise, because this is basically what happens in a worst case scenario. Now, it's probably not particularly realistic. Not many films are realistic, but this is just like a what if. What if everything that they try to do just goes completely tits up, and how would the people deal with it? Knowing that you get to that point, I think she says like it's gone past apogee or something like that, and you can just see it. You can just see it hit all of the characters. Shit, there's nothing we can do now. And partly it's it's due to Rebecca Ferguson's, because they say, look, should we send up another GDI? And they're like, she goes, no, it's fine. There's two. There's no way, that one's failed to do whatever it needs to do, but the other one's going to work. And it doesn't. And it's on her at the end of the day. And all these characters are just like, shit. If this isn't a dud, Chicago is about to be destroyed and 10 million people are going to die. And it's how the characters deal with that. Now, what I will say about the film is that I really enjoyed, like the other guys, the first 20 minutes. And as those 20 minutes drew on, I was like, there's something's got to happen here, because we're running out of time and we can see the countdown constantly on the screen. 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes to go. And I was like, oh man, we're going to get Rashemon's storytelling here. And that's exactly what happened. And that's where the film starts to falter a little bit, I think, because what the film definitely does is it has too many characters, some of which we just don't care about.
I'd agree with a lot of that assessment.
I recognize Amber Midthunder from Prey in this movie.
I did like.
She? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, she played the sergeant in Army base in Alaska.
Ah, okay. I saw Anthony Ramos there, and I've seen him and stuff. I genuinely thought the acting was fairly good. I didn't think.
I thought the acting was solid.
I didn't think anybody really got a chance to stand out and make it their film. What I will say is that unfortunately, by the time we got to Idris Elba's section, I was getting increasingly checked out.
No, his whole section just for me just lacked it.
Because what they said, I've looked at a couple of interviews, and the filmmakers have said that what we wanted to do was basically, as the film goes on, you go higher up the chain of command. So first of all, you start with the initial response guys, then you go to your general in the security department, and then eventually you end up with POTUS, who Idris Elba should never have played, because he's
that felt too much like an Obama type. I would have rather had a Trump type, actually.
I mean,
he would have handled it. That would have been more.
I've got to admit, with part of the way that they were painting, I don't want to say the incompetency, just say the helplessness of the American system. I did half expect to see, because you remember you can't see the president on any of the screens. It's just a black screen. I didn't know it was Idris Elba at that point. And I had expected like a tanned, wigged Donald Trump clone to turn up. But I was let down.
Kiefer Sutherland would have been good to play.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. I mean, I was let down, but I enjoyed Catherine Bigelow's direction, and I really did like the premise behind, the sort of what if this horrible event happens, and everything they try to do doesn't go well, doesn't work, and they have to deal with that horrific implication of this is the worst case scenario, and this is what would happen.
Your spider legs have run out of time. Okay, Darth, I know you wanted to talk about this. That's why you came on. So let me hear your thoughts. 2 minutes.
Hey, I want to make sure you can hear me first.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. The first third was interesting, but that's about the best I can say about it. The foreshadowing that you saw with the Russians was decent storytelling, because that's really tells you what happens at the end. House of Dynamite is bad storytelling. It's repetitive storytelling. The rise of drama with no payoff or conflict resolution. There's no catharsis. 3 times the story builds and then resets, as you guys have already pointed out. Replaying we've already seen. It's like Lucy with the football. The director is Lucy with the football, and the audience is Charlie Brown. The characters all react. There's hardly any action. I'm not sure what that sound is, but okay. The character.
Just keep talking because you're going in and out. Just keep talking.
Character is revealed through the choice. Look, character is revealed through the choices that we make, not merely reactions. And that's all we see. They're just reacting to what's going on. It doesn't reveal emotion. It doesn't reveal moral agency. It doesn't build character. Only emotion that we see is wallowing in helplessness, depression, surrendering to circumstances. The only character who even remotely shows any real rise in emotion, a classic drama of old, was Jared Harris's character, the Secretary of Defense. He makes the conscious effort to commit suicide. He kills himself. That's the only thing remotely resembling catharsis in the entire movie. That's a conscious act to do so. He's not merely reacting to something. What might have been better if Idris Elba's character, if instead of signing the order to destroy the world, because that's what happened after the movie, it's more than just the nuking of Chicago, it's the nuclear holocaust. Maybe it'd been better if he just stabbed him his neck with the pen and said, I'm not going to make this decision, I'll just kill myself. That might have been a better, so that there's no confusion, my objection isn't that, like, I've noticed some people in Europe saying, oh, well, people don't like it because they didn't see the bomb go off. That is superficial. My objection isn't that we didn't see explosion. That's what matters is what after. Which is what we didn't see. Chicago was not the end. Nuking of the world, as I said, that's the end. We didn't see any of that. It was foreshadowed in the scene with the Russians, as I said. The realism was pretty flat. The mimesis was okay. If the U.S. wants to nuke North Korea, they're not going to go over the North Pole and risk retaliation by Russia and China. That's nuclear war in 1963. If they want to nuke North Korea, they're gonna launch it from a sub in the South China Sea. You're gonna go over Japan. That's what they're gonna do. They're not gonna risk going over China or Russia. To be clear, an implied ending can work. The Long Good Friday is a great example of how an implied ending works. It wasn't vague. House of Dragon doesn't fall into that same category. There's no emotional payoff or catharsis. I can't stress that enough. I'll close with the spot. House of Dragon is a House of Dynamite is a play on words. It basically means the powder keg of Europe. It's tapping into that whole thing from 100 years ago, that pre-World War I, that we now are like pre-World War I Europe, and we need to change. We need to get our act together and change, or this is what's going to happen to you. That's what this movie is. It's really a propaganda movie. The entire story is pedagogical. It's a message, and frankly, if you want to send a message, then go work for the post office. That's all I have to say.
Okay, touche, sir. Northern English for start. I know you wanted to give this a 9 out of 10, so dive in.
Oh, it's the best thing since sliced bread. He was incredibly boring. I did not care for anyone. Nobody seems to come across professional in this line of work, including the president, who swears and whines when things go wrong, and he totally wastes Rebecca Ferguson, who is an actress I really, really like. It wastes a lot of great actors, and it's also a waste of Catherine Bigelow's talent as a director. Even though she does a good job with the talent and the acting is good, it's just boring. It really is boring, and it just made me feel even more dumber than I usually do every day. I never thought I could feel any more dumber watching this movie. In fact, I am a drooling vegetable. How the hell I am managing to speak on this stream is a miracle.
Okay, well, I take it you liked it. That's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. And I mean, I heard Leroy's thoughts earlier. Unless you've got anything to add that hasn't been said, Leroy.
No, I basically said everything I need to say. I didn't finish the movie, but I will say it does have a lot of great talent, but it's a waste of talent. And I don't. To me, it's an abomination. I don't even know why this movie was even made.
Okay, well, team, before we move on, let's give our ratings. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I would give the first third of it an 8, but can't just rate a movie on the first 30 minutes. So it's a 5 out of 10 from me. There are enough good things in it for it to get a 5, but Yeah, sadly, not what I was hoping for. A massive letdown. Toxic.
Lance, I can't in good conscience give this thing anything more than a 3. And I feel like I'm being generous.
Okay, that's fine. Northern?
Yeah, I gotta give a 3 as well. It's just the director's good, acting's good, rest, nah.
Critic Al?
I'm going to be the outlier here. I'm actually going to give this a 7. I said I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. Doubling up out of 10 gives it a 7. I admire what it tried to do. It didn't bother me. The climate. They said that there'd be a chance that it could be a dud. We don't know. It is left to the viewer. That's not the point in the movie. What happens afterwards is not the point. It's how it affects people, the fact that this worst case scenario could happen. And although it definitely doesn't stick the landing and it's definitely got some problems, I'd be happy giving it a 7 out of 10.
Okay, thank you. Darth?
I get a 4. Production value alone is the lack of an ending is like a gymnast not doing a dismount. So 4.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, and Leroy finally.
I give it a 2, and that's me being generous.
Okay. People in the chat, Dan Candy gives House of Dynamite 7 out of 10. Didn't like the no ending. So interesting 7 Days of May. I've actually got that on DVD. I've also got Fail Safe. I've also got is it The Missiles of March or something like that, which is almost like a stage play, which I picked up when I was in America. Miss Sparkles, I think Toxic, do you have a direct line to Miss Sparkles via?
Yep, I did. Yes, sir. I just sent her
the link, please.
Yep, I sent her the link just now, sir.
Thank you very much. Miss Sparkles, you've got the link to come on. Darth, you're welcome to stay on if you want. I know you only wanted to come on to talk about that, but if you want to hang on, you're welcome to stay on.
Yeah, I just want to talk about that.
It's good to see you again, Darth.
All right, buddy.
I really appreciate having the opportunity to stream with Rasputin. I've always wanted to meet you.
Yeah, well, that's good.
You're too kind.
And I really want to thank Northern English Bastard for the face reveal. It's great to see what you really look like. What do you look like?
Yeah, cool. Well, look.
Much better looking, aren't I?
I'll get you on for my next historical thing, whatever that may be. So, speak soon. Okay, all right. We'll get Miss Sparkles on as soon as she enters. Gentlemen, would you like to see your homework for next week? Because
sure,
I'm going to allocate it. I'm going to allocate it now, so people don't ask what's the homework again. And I'm going to show you the trailer for said homework, which is not that dissimilar to a show that everybody watched with me. Now, I don't think it was last year. I think it was 2023 that we saw this other show. This is coming out on Netflix next week on the 4th. So should be in time. I think we should be able to watch it because it's the 2nd on Saturday, 3rd on Sunday, the 4th is Monday. So it drops on Monday. So I think you've got just about got time to watch it. If you can only watch the first 1 or 2, that's fine. There's not loads of episodes. I think there's about 4 episodes, 4 or 5. Let's have a look at this, and I'll see if we can watch it with sound, ideally. Let me just check. Is sound working? Can people hear the sound?
No, I'm not hearing it.
No.
Well, I've paused it now. I paused it now. Let me play again. Hear any dialogue then?
No.
Oh, okay.
What is the name of it? I'll download it for you and put it at the bottom if you'd like me to.
Hang on, it's I just shared it on the wrong thing.
I'm still trying to work out how to say it.
Here we go. All right, let's. It should work now. But thanks.
Tutaj na
that's good.
Louise.
Tutaj żadnej sprawiedliwości nie będzie.
Pomódlmy się dzisiaj za wiernych, którzy zginęli na promie Jan Heweli.
Czemu i tak wyglądają? Co się stało?
Kto odpowiada za wypadek, to wykaże śledztwo.
Czyli wina leży po stronie kapitana.
Chodzi mi tylko o to, żeby obronić dobre imię męża. I widzę, co panowie tu wyprawiają. Swoich interesów tylko pilnują, swoich sprawek.
O co tu chodzi? Nie przeginaj.
Mayday! Mayday! Mayday!
Piotrek, jestem na skraju, nikt nie chce mi pomóc. A koszty tego ponoszą wdowy i rodziny ofiar.
Jak można grzebać przebiega, jak ciała jeszcze nie odnaleziono? Przecież pan dobrze wie, jak było.
Musi pan to powiedzieć na izbie.
Co mam robić? To musisz teraz grać w ich grę.
Go. You know how I love you to encourage you to watch comedies.
I'm gonna let you know right now, Lance. I ain't watching that. I'm gonna be watching Frankenstein on November 7th.
Well,
I want to watch that as well. I love the book.
Anyway, so we watched the miniseries about the sinking of the other ferry. If you remember, Estonia, that's right. And that series was fucking awesome. I can't believe that series has not had an international release yet. Glamour has arrived. Fantastic. There we go. Miss Sparkles, welcome to the Outcast Creative. Lovely to have you on. So just before we move on, so yeah, if you can try and watch that before next week, that'd be great. I actually think it's going to be really good, and these foreign dramas are often pretty solid. So I think it looks pretty interesting. Whether it's going to be as good as Estonia, I don't know. It's a slightly different. I mean, it's a similar story of ferry sinks, true story. Lots of people died, and then it's all about the cover up and what really happened. So similar to Estonia in that context, but very different circumstances to the actual sinking. So I think it'll be worth watching. Okay, so we're going to move on to Mayor of Kingstown, which I did watch the first episode.
Yes, so did I.
Absolutely fantastic show. Miss Sparkles, have you watched the Mayor of Kingstown before?
No.
Okay.
You need to watch the first 3 seasons. You don't know what you're missing.
I highly recommend it if you like a serious drama. It's definitely worth checking out. If you like Yellowstone, you'll definitely like it. I think it's better than Yellowstone, personally.
It is.
It's a bit more gritty. It's a bit more real.
What's it called again?
Mayor of Kingstown.
Mayor of Kingstown.
Okay.
Jeremy Renner.
All right.
It's kind of his major TV show.
And this season they now have Carmela from The Sopranos.
Yeah, that's right. Who's kind of his sort of new boss. She's turned up as the lady boss. So
is that the lady boss over there? That lady?
Yeah. And she's playing a very different character in this. I've watched Mayor of Kingstown since the beginning. We have talked about it on the show before. Tox and I have talked about doing a special about Mayor of Kingstown at some point. I think we probably will in the not too distant future. It's probably, in my view, it's probably one of the best drama series on right now. It's set in a fictional place in America, a town which the local business predominantly revolves around the industry that services several prisons in that area.
It's
Jeremy
in Michigan.
But it's fictional. Jeremy Renner is kind of the fix-it man who knows everybody on both sides of the prison walls. He knows all the gangs. He knows all the guards. He's the guy that can kind of solve problems for the governor, the previous governor, and so on. And it sort of revolves around his family, the characters connected to him, and the characters connected to the prison. In a nutshell, without any spoilers. Every season is better than the last. So it's definitely, Sopranos level quality of TV drama. It's up there with the best. I highly recommend it. Toxic. Did you watch the first episode?
I did indeed.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's definitely it's so good at upping the game every season, because it could very easily fall into a one trick pony type show, like a lot of the, I mean, I love the Sheridan universe, but to be fair, his stuff does tend to work better, as standalone stuff, like after a while you start to see the same characters and the same actors and the different things. And that's not always a bad thing, but sometimes it gets to you. So, I mean, a lot of the usual suspects from a lot of his other shows are in this, but they're played in such a different way. This is definitely not a cowboy drama. This is very, very niche as far as, I mean, you've got Jeremy Renner's character, Mike, playing the mayor of Kingstown. It's not the real mayor, but, like you said, the fix-it man. And, he's a former felon that's been elevated to this position where he can carry a gun and he can do all this stuff and be like a pseudo private investigator. He works with the cops. He works with the guards. He works with the gangs. By the way, this fictional town in Michigan is based off the town that I live in right now here in Leavenworth, Kansas. It's a prison town with 10 different prisons and correctional facilities, including the two big ones, the Leavenworth Fed and the Leavenworth, military one. So, they've definitely upped the game, and they made this plot, the whole thing with the brother this season, they've made it believable. I was like, where are they going with this? And then they they drop it on you and they let you kind of like hang for a little bit in the first 20-30 minutes. I won't spoil it lest you've not seen it yet, but the whole plot for this, what it looks like the plot for the season is going to be the little brother who actually was a cop has gotten himself into some serious hot water, and it looks like he himself will be having to be protected by Mike and all of his machinations. Meanwhile, all this other stuff is going on. The gangs are going toe to toe. The guy from Fear the Walking Dead, Lenny James, pops up. He's a new adversary. He's a new player. This warden played by Edie Falco. She's extremely believable. And this Edie Falco kind of having a little renaissance with this and popping up in Avatar. So she's doing good. So good for her.
Right.
I was a little worried she was just going to be forever Carmela, soprano, and then never really get a chance to do much else. But she's really getting it lately. So good for her. And Renner is come back, and he's come back strong, and he's believable in what's happening. And basically this I guess you would call it a high wire that Mike Renner's character Mike has to navigate. He's basically being put in the middle of all of this stuff, as he always is, but it's all new stuff. It's not like they're rehashing like, oh god, this is what they did in season 2.
It's already, it's a great opening episode, and it just goes to show the sustainability of the show. It's a really, really solid entry. The thing I love about this show is not only the writing, which is excellent, but as with every Taylor Sheridan show, the casting, right down to the people who just have a couple of lines in every episode, is always top notch. They get such an outstanding cast. Several actors have made their career with this show, and then you've got other people in it that have been around for quite some time. I want to just give props to the casting director on the show, because they never get shout outs enough. And we'll have a quick look to see who that is. Look how massive the cast list is. It's huge. Right. There's been so many different people have been on the show as well.
It's okay.
But it's the thing that's about any Taylor Sheridan show is the consistency. Even his weakest stuff is leagues above most other television shows. So you've got Erica Berger and Kathy Sandrich Gelfond, who are the two current casting directors on the show. And fantastic stuff. Hang on, I'm just going to mute Leroy for a second. There's lots of noise going on there. So Erica Berger, Kathy Sandrich Gelfond, props to them, because they do a fantastic job with the casting on this show. There's not a weak link on the cast in this show, not one. And I just think that's quite rare, and it needs to be applauded. Here's a load of Taylor Sheridan stuff here. So Mayor of Kingstown. I mean, I'd give this show overall a 9 out of 10, and I would give this opening episode of the new season a 9 out of 10 as well. Has anybody else seen it on the British side, Critical or Northern? Do you watch the show?
Yeah, I've seen the first few series. I think a pretty decent show. It does have a few flaws that I did have a lot of complaining about in terms of character, mostly the mother character. She annoyed me, and that redhead who kept going back to her abusers every time she got rescued. It was
she was a drag.
She was.
Yeah, although girls do have a habit of doing that in real life as well. I have to say.
I know, but it wasn't done in a way that made us sympathetic to her, though.
No, I know. I mean, I didn't like her I hated her character. I think that was kind of the idea. But
I didn't like the mother neither.
Agreed.
The mother, Diane Wiest. What a fantastic come a long way since Facebook. Miss Sparkles, is that your Halloween monster on your door? Some of the actors.
On my door?
I don't know.
No, it was Roger. I turned it off. It was my ringtone. It's the battle doors from Star Wars. I'm sorry. It's my text message noise. Sorry.
Right. Please put that on mute if you would.
I did. I'm sorry. I realized it wasn't on mute.
No problem. Okay. Critical, have you seen it?
I have not. I really want to check this out, but at the moment it's in my, if I get into this and they cancel it, I'm going to kill somebody.
No, no chance of it getting cancelled. I would.
You reckon?
I would watch it, and I'm sure they'll do. Even if it is cancelled, it's definitely the sort of show where they do like a wrap up.
Okay, cool.
They've only left one season on a cliffhanger. All the other seasons were wrapped up and autonomous. So
the cliffhanger season was great. I love that.
Because didn't this get affected when Jeremy got run over by the snow plow?
But not as much as you would think, because that son of a beehive came back. He came back stronger than ever, and really, it was really impressive because we really did think. I think this is back when Blue Collar and I used to review it on a weekly basis, or at least talk about it, and it really became like we were like, okay, so I guess this might be the end of the show, but no, it wasn't. He came back strong in season 3.
I thought it was gonna be over after last season. I thought last season was gonna be the end.
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna dive in because shows aren't as long as they used to be, so I imagine it's like 10 episodes a season or so.
About that,
yeah, around 10, I think.
Okay, cool.
It's been nearly 40, maybe.
But it's like The Shield. I will tell you this: if you don't like the dense plotting of shows like The Shield or The Sopranos, you won't like this. Like, it's very dense with plot. You can't miss an episode. Tune in the next week and be like, let me just pop it. Like, you can with other Sheridan projects. I mean, you could kind of do that with Yellowstone and maybe even 1883 to a certain extent, and maybe even Lioness, although those are all great shows and I do enjoy them. You try to do, or even Tulsa King, you do that with this, you're going to be, it's like The Shield. You'll be completely lost.
Okay, you can't put this on when you're doing the cleaning. You've actually you've got to sit down and watch this show. It's right. It's one of those. Leroy, anything to add before we move on?
I saw the first episode of season 4 Sunday. It's really good. It's already better than the last season. And like I said, I thought the show was going to end after last season, after so many people got bumped off. But Edie Falco, she's on this episode alone, she's come a long way from The Sopranos, and I'm really anxious to see what's going to happen to McCluskey's brother, who's now in prison for doing the right thing, basically. But I'm loving it. I've watched every episode from season 1, and the new guy, new black guy, I saw him in I never watched The Walking Dead, but I saw him in an HBO show called Hung, and
Lenny James,
where he played a pimp. So
Lenny James.
Yeah, Lenny James. So just opening season where he basically decapitates 4 Russian dudes. I'm like, wow, this is definitely a new mother. Shut your mouth in town.
He's actually a British actor.
Might have done that, then there wouldn't have been the Russian problem. So
right, he's actually a British actor who can pull off a really good American accent. Maybe they should have tapped him to do the POTUS, huh?
I think I've said this before, but it's so funny because there's a BBC sketch show where there's this actor who looks a little bit like Idris Elba, and he's constantly showing that he can do anything. Because I'm Idris Elba, and I can do anything, can't I? Yeah. But he can't do an American accent to save his life.
The best show I saw Idris Elba where he does a very good American accent was on The Wire, and that's it. Everything else,
yeah, he did a decent enough accent.
Well, I'll tell you this: it's kind of like when Northern English Bastard does. He can only do it in a certain way. If he does it where he's got like a really affected accent, like he did in The Wire. Where they had that. What was The Wire? Was like Baltimore or something.
Yeah,
like
Baltimore.
That, right?
I'm from. Yeah, I used to live near Baltimore.
Right, but that place has like a regional accent. It's like the same thing. Like if you want Northern English Bastard to do to sing like Johnny Cash, he can sound very American. But otherwise, it's peanut butter in the mouth half the time.
Right, well,
There's certain vowel sounds and things like that where he just loses it. You can hear his London coming through.
We're going to move on. Anybody who hasn't rated it, rate it now. Then we're going to move on.
I give episode 1 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I go with 9. Toxic. Hello.
He was just talking.
I know he's gone. Don't know what happened. Okay. Northern, did you watch the first episode yet of season 4?
No, not yet. I probably will start very soon because Halloween season is over now, so I can probably get into some more normal shows.
Halloween season's over. It's the 31st on Friday.
3 days to go.
That's what I mean, yeah. So it'll be over soon.
It's over for you. It's over for you because you live a miserable existence where you're already pushing things past.
It's all I have.
So northern. Okay, all right, very good. So yeah, Toxic. Do you want to give it a rating out of 9?
I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I'm giving the entire show, the entire series, and this episode a 10 out of 10. It's flawless.
There you go, Miss Sparkles. What a recommendation. So,
yeah,
Miss Sparkles, as you're our special guest, do you have a TV show or a movie, past, present, that you'd like to recommend?
How about Meghan Markle's TV show, latest TV show?
We can discuss that. That sounds like
privacy.
What's it called?
I don't know. She's cooking. She cooks with people.
Have you actually watched it?
No. No.
No, you've got to. On this channel, we talk about stuff we actually like. I know it's quite rare on YouTube, but that's what we do here. So we talk about things we want to recommend people that we think are good. Or occasionally we'll watch stuff that we think is going to be good, and then we realise it's awful, and we warn people about it, like Alien Earth. But
I did watch.
Wait, let Miss Sparkles speak, please.
Oh, sorry, Miss Sparkles.
I did watch. I was watching Ghost Stories. Is it Ghost Stories or Ghost or they're people? It's like a you call it? It's like a comedy where the ghosts are living in the house and then a couple moves in. What's it called?
Is that called Beetlejuice by any chance?
It sounds like Beetlejuice.
Yes.
No. It's a TV show. I'm talking about a TV show. It's like called. It was originally a UK show and they redid it.
You're talking about Ghosts.
Ghost, yeah.
Yeah.
I was enjoying it so much until it got to is it the 3rd season? It just became so woke. It made me so disappointed.
I don't know about the American remake, but the British version of it is absolutely fantastic fun.
I haven't watched that one yet. I was so disappointed. The Viking guy that they had in it, they basically erased him because the white guy. And it's No, it's. I mean, the original British version has more than one white guy in it, which I know is rare these days. But it's got a really well balanced cast, really fun characters. I'll check out that one too.
Yeah, for anybody who hasn't seen it, a couple purchase and a couple of at the bottom there. One of whom is played the lady on the left. In the cast, I forget her name, it might be Jessica Hines, but anyway, she goes raving because I've bumped into her 3 times at 3 different day raves in the last year. So
I thought you meant in the show. I was like, that's
no, I thought that's
raving, goes to day raves like me on Saturdays. So anyway, they purchased this big old house, and various ghosts are stuck at that house for various reasons, because they either died there or they died in some way that's connected to the house. So their spirit there is trapped there essentially. And what's interesting is that they're trapped wearing the clothes that they died in. One guy died because a scout accidentally fired an arrow through his neck, so he walks around with an arrow through his neck. There's another guy who's an MP who died with his trousers down, so he can never pull his trousers up, so he's always wandering around with his trousers down.
Wow.
It's silly humor, but it works. And the actors,
they have that
really
in the American one too, with the bow and arrow, and then he just has no pants.
Right.
Yeah, and he went to a Diddy party. So that's what he says.
But you should definitely watch the UK version, because the UK version is really fun. Yeah. And that's the raving lady. Charlotte Ritchie is her name. I think the actors as well, they're responsible for a lot of the script. It's a bit of a group effort, the UK version, because they're all credited. Yeah, all the actors, including all the actors that play the ghost, are all credited as writers on the show. Yeah, so and I think each episode of the British show sort of focuses on one of the ghosts at a time and tells a slightly different story connected to that ghost, and you get lots more about their characters as the seasons unfold. I think we got three or 4 seasons of the British version, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
The caveman looks interesting. Yeah, they have a Native American and a Viking and a hippie chick, but then they just go really woke. Like they really go towards like the gay stuff, and then the hippie chick's like kind of like a slut, but then they totally like make her into a feminist. And in the season I was in, I just can't watch it anymore.
Let's look at the American lineup. Let's look at the pictures then and have a quick look at the.
I like Ghost Ship. Ghost Ship was good.
We're not talking about that right now. That's a different episode. Okay, so this is the American cast. Yeah,
I swear that man's gay. Her husband, I swear, he acts too. It's hard to be convinced by him being her husband. He seems like homosexual. I don't know.
Okay, the scout's the same. You've got the guy with no trousers, but most of the other characters look quite different. Although you've got the black lady, but this lady's from the 1920s, clearly from the attire.
Yeah, she's supposed to be a stinger, and then the hippie chick is the brunette, and
I don't know. I don't like the look of this one. I've got to be honest.
Because it's multicultural?
No, it's just it feels forced, because they basically what they've done is they've gone.
I liked the black woman character a lot, but you can't remember bad names. But until like they got to where the Viking was apologizing to her for racism, and it just became it was so much. They didn't have to add all that.
That
why?
Does sound
I think it was like the 4th season. I'm like, why? And then he basically disappears. The Viking guy right there just disappears.
I saw about half an episode of this, and it just didn't. Just for me, I don't really care what the culture of the characters is or their race or anything like that.
They did have an American in it.
More about the script and whether it's funny, because it's a comedy. It's supposed to be funny at the end of the day, and if it's not funny, then that's no good.
I feel like I could tell you everything about this show just from that one shot.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the British version, I highly recommend it. I give it an 8 out of 10. The American version I haven't seen. What would you give the American version out of 10, Miss Sparkle? Say the first season.
The first season I really liked an 8 out of 10.
First season.
I love the Viking guy so much. He's hilarious. And then I liked the guy who went to the Diddy party. I just didn't like the couple. I hated the couple, the married couple. So that down takes off 4 points. But yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, and then the woman, the one woman who is the rich lady, she'll be like, women aren't supposed to do that, and then they make her feminist, like a feminist. She's like, it takes away like the people product of the time, and she was like very sexist because she's like from the time where women aren't supposed to be doing shit and that you do now, and then they make her change it, and they make her like touch herself, and it really bothered me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll try not to. give you any equal trauma on this platform. Okay. Thanks for that. Northern, have you got anything you want to recommend this week, mate?
Well, I've already mentioned the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, so we'll go to maybe the Hammer Horror Frankenstein movies. I've only watched 2 of them, The Curse of Frankenstein and The Revenge of Frankenstein. And I really love this interpretation of the mad scientist. This time he's not just this misguided guy who sees the error of his ways and tries to redeem himself. No, he's an absolute psycho. He will actually murder people just to achieve his ambition. He's Peter Cushing.
Is that the role played by Peter Cushing?
By Peter Cushing, yeah, and Christopher Lee is the monster, or the creature as it's named here, because this is a really loose adaptation of the original novel. But then again, so was the original Universal version, and he is such a ruthless version of Victor von Frankenstein, or Baron Frankenstein, as he's known here. Peter Cushing really sells it. He's very classy. He's very methodical. Yeah. He's very smart. And I just love it when he has his maid murdered when she blackmails him. And it cuts to the next morning where it's all casual saying, "Pass the marmalade, darling." And it's
I remember that scene.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I've watched it for, 20, 30 years. I do remember that plot bit. For those people who know,
yeah, he's just so casual with his wife. It's like, I wonder where the maid has gone. It's like, oh, some guy probably charmed her. She always was a romantic little thing, you know. You just murdered her, and this is how you talk about her. You sick fuck, man. But I love Peter Cushing in it. He's just so horrible. He's just so nasty, and but he's always so calm and very, you know, so very what's the term? Very classy about it. And Revenge of Frankenstein is pretty decent as well. It's a pretty decent sequel, even though you kind of got to suspend your belief on how he escapes the bloody gallows. But it does lead to other ideas as well, where the monster is basically a crippled guy who just wants to be in a functional body, but it all goes wrong. And eventually his whole charade, his secret identity is blown, and he actually has himself transfer into another body that looks exactly like him, except he has a mustache. And I'm like, you know what? You could have gone into a body that didn't look like you, because you're trying to avoid people who have pretty much found out who you are. But the first one is still the best, in my opinion. The first Hammer Horror Frankenstein.
Right. What would you give this movie, The Curse of Frankenstein, out of 10?
I would give it a 9 out of 10. There's still a few things that are a little bit questionable, like how the hell he gets shot in the head, yet somehow the brain that was damaged before it was put into his body has somehow improved him. It really makes no sense, but still it's a very good sort of like take on a classic.
Well, this is Grand Moff Tarkin's job before he ran the Death Star. This is what he used to do.
Yeah, he ran the Death Star wearing a pair of slippers instead of army boots.
Right, indeed. And there's Christopher Lee. I mean, God, he's young.
Count Dooku.
Yeah.
And that is still good makeup. That is still really gross looking makeup. That looks really decomposed, everything. And this was back in the 50s.
57, yeah, not bad. It's not bad makeup for 57, you know, 1957. Yeah, I do like the classic Hammer House of Horror films. There's a movie that I saw of theirs as a kid called The Lost Continent, and it was one of those where I was very young when I saw it. It was quite scary. The plot was kind of cool. It involved the ship getting lost in like a Bermuda Triangle type situation. It was the biggest budget Hammer House of Horror film ever. It had they built a massive set for it. And when I watched it, oh man, it's not a good movie. It's got real problems. There's a great story there, but it's just so badly paced and edited, and the monsters in it look really terrible now. But it's a curio. It's like it's the one Hammer House of Horror film that most people haven't seen, and you can get it as part of a boxed DVD set. Yeah, there it is. 1968 it came out, one of their later films. And, it's kind of leaning towards the sort of dinosaur type movie. with creatures and monsters and all this kind of thing. There's one of the creatures, but and there's another one. Yeah, it's very Doctor Who. It's very old school Doctor Who. But it did have a good story. I did like the idea of them finding this society of people that lived in this kind of lost swamp in the middle of the sea and with all these ruined ships and stuff. So
I would like to see something a bit more psychological, like they get lost in this Bermuda Triangle thing, but everything like their traumas and past sort of like come to life.
Isn't that the same as the spaceship thing? What's it? It
probably is a bit like Solarisis or Event Horizon, something like that.
Event Horizon, yeah. Solaris. Yeah, Event Horizon. I mean, but that story's been done so many times. But yeah, look, it's even out on Blu-ray now. God, I'm not sure I want to get that. But, okay, what do you give it out of 10? The Curse of Frankenstein.
I've just said I've given. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10. You know, it's still got a few lapses of logic, but it's still visually impressive. It's well acted. It's very violent as well, and really disturbing.
As I mentioned, Lost Continent, I'll rate it. I'll give it 4 out of 10. But it's kind of if you're a Hammer House or horror fan, it's worth watching just for the oddity. Shelby Oaks, we're going to talk about now. Who else has seen it apart from Toxic? Anyone?
I didn't think it was out here yet, to be honest.
Well, you know, not officially.
Oh, I see.
I never even heard of it.
It's out. It's at the movie theater. I went to the movies yesterday on my day off and went and saw it.
Yeah. Okay, Tox, tell us about it. And it's got one of my quite an actor I quite enjoy watching, Brendan Sexton III, who was actually in Black Hawk Down. Most people will remember him as one of the thieves from the music shop in the John Cusack film based on the book, which was originally set in the UK, the name of which has bloody gone out of my head now. But anyway, Brendan Sexton III's in it. Michael Beach is in it, I think, who's also in Mayor of Kingstown.
David Keith is in it.
Yeah, I like David Keith. He's a good actor.
Childs, for anyone who doesn't, or Spawn, and many other great characters, great voice. I was surprised at the cast. You know, as everyone knows, Chris Stuckman is, you know, a YouTube movie critic, although he's sort of divisive due to the fact that he refuses to give any movie he doesn't like a bad review because, in his words, I do movies now, so I don't want anyone saying bad things because the process is so difficult. So I'm not going to. If I like a movie, I'll say something. If I don't like a movie, I'm not going to give a.
I mean, I get why he's taken that stance, but most things in life are difficult, mate. Writing a book's difficult. Doing a music track is difficult. Designing a board game is difficult. Making a computer game is difficult.
But I mean, if you're a reviewer and you can't, or more in his case, unwilling to give a negative review on something that you just legitimately didn't like. Now, if he were to come out and say, I don't want to do the birthday clown thing and just say, ooh, I got the case of the hates everything, as you and I agree and on that, and I think most of the panel does, that's very, very tiresome and pedantic.
Yeah, echo chamber reviewing is very boring. We often disagree on here, which is fine.
Yeah.
You know,
but
I think that makes it dishonest.
I know. Look at Quentin Tarantino. I mean, he's directed some really good movies. He's had a very long career, yet he will still call out movies that are bad to him, and he will give his reason why. He doesn't hold back on that kind of thing because. Yeah.
Well, it's to the point that, listen, if you're a movie reviewer and you're not going to give a negative review no matter what happens, then it makes you toothless. It makes you like, what is even the point of having that? So
exactly. It's dishonest though. It makes it not.
Hang tight for if someone else can just give a quick description of like the plot real quick. I got to deal with a customer real quick. So
no problem. Well, the plot for it as it stands is a woman's desperate search for her long lost sister falls into obsession upon realizing that the imaginary demon from their childhood may have been real. There you go. So that's the plot of Shelby Oaks, and maybe this is the imaginary demon. I'm not sure because I haven't seen the film. Miss Sparkles, did you go and watch it?
No.
Well, I don't know. Why did we get you on here? I forget.
I don't know. Now I feel bad. I feel like I should leave.
No, you're fine. Don't worry. So I think Toxic's the only person who's seen it. So we may.
I must start paying attention to what you guys are asking now.
No. I mean, it's an open forum this every week. So the panelists can pick whatever they want to review. It's up to you. You pick a choice and you bring it with you, kind of thing. So you don't always have to watch what we're watching. I just normally pick one main topic every week that I like to try and get everybody to watch, which was House of Dynamite this week.
Do you want to replace me?
No, of course not. No, you can come. You can come on any week.
Hey, Lance.
So we've got an open door policy for girls. So you know.
Hey, Lance.
Yeah. Yes, Leroy.
I know a show that I've been watching that you guys should check out.
Okay, I think Toxic's back though. Toxic, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. So basically, you know, whether or not you agree with his policy or not, he did in fact make this movie. He's got some impressive stars in it. I'm not much for this sort of horror. I'm not going to give away the plot, but I mean, if you've seen The Conjuring, then it sort of falls in line with that. He also throws in a bit of found footage type stuff. It's a little bit of a corny premise. You have this young lady, and she's from the early 2000s and the first days of YouTube. Her and her crew are called the Paranormal Paranoids, and she goes missing, sort of a la what was that Blair Witch Project type thing. And then the sister is very active in trying to find her. And without giving too much away, it basically just becomes a situation where the sister just won't let it go and just keeps looking for her until we get to the culmination of it. And you know, it's very heavily Conjuring influenced. It's pretty well done. I think he kind of crowdfunded some of this and then got some other financial backing. Like you said, he did get Michael Beach, he did get David Keith and a few other good. The lady that plays the older sister that looks for the younger sister is very good. The lady that plays the younger sister, she's very good. So I'm very impressed by everything that they did with that plot. I liked all the acting in it. It didn't really scare me so much, but I mean, not a lot of stuff really does. I kind of lost the plot kind of halfway through, but it was good. I mean, considering that, you know, this is his first time doing it. If he's got something else, I will definitely look at it. And I try to just separate my distaste for his style with what he did, you know, separate the artist from the art. So it's worth a look. I'd be curious what other people are going to say about it. I've not seen really any reviews because, like I said, it did just come out. I don't know if it's in limited release. I guess it would be if you guys don't have it. But I was off yesterday, and I usually on my days off to spend the day in the theater, watch 2 or 3 different movies, so I have something to talk about. And this is one of them. And you know, when it comes on streaming, I'll probably watch it again. So make of that what you will.
Okay. Do you want to give it a rating?
Yeah, I'll give it a good solid 7. And I think it's 7. I'm giving it that high because it's his first outing. And I think, you know, even though I say it's very influenced by The Conjuring, I've not really seen the Conjuring movies, but I do know what they're all about. So, you know, it's maybe even a little influenced by
movies.
That maybe even more influenced by, I would probably say, The Black Coat's Daughter. You can definitely tell that he's a fan of Black Coat's Daughter. That's something I would definitely recommend. But you know, just and also the acting of the 2 female leads is really, really good. And I like that these kind of high vis character actors like Beach and David do pop in and they lend the film some gravitas. So, and it's got a pretty rough ending. The ending will kind of be like, ooh. So, you know, okay.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, Critical, did you have a show or movie you wanted to recommend this week?
I have 2 that I'll mention really quickly. One is a film called The Astronaut.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer.
Kate Mara in it.
Have you? I like Kate Mara. Have you seen the whole movie then?
Yeah, I've seen the whole thing now. Yeah,
because there was a movie. I think it was with Johnny Depp that came out in the 90s called The Astronaut's Wife, which really feels like it's basically the same plot. But
that's a good movie.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
not
this one's
bad.
done from a slightly more horror perspective, I would say.
Right.
Lots of suspense, lots of like the lights going out and something happening to Kate Mara's character, who I think she's called Sam. Basically, she comes back from a mission with her faceplate shattered and with like a hole in the capsule that she lands in. And then as the film goes on, more weird stuff starts happening to her. She starts seeing things start going on. It's very much done as a suspense horror thing. And then you get a bit of a out of left field ending that doesn't quite land properly, I would say. But she's quite good in it. And up until the end, I was well enjoying it. It's just, it got to the end and I was like, I got a bit eye rolly and I was kind of like, you could have done that better, basically.
Yeah, I heard the ending was a bit of a letdown. That was one of the things that put me off watching it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I would say overall that I would say that would put me off recommending it to anybody because the ending is just so like.
Rating out of 10?
Like a 5 or a 6. I didn't hate my time with it, but I felt there was a lot more potential. And it didn't. You were getting into this really cool sort of horror mysteries all in her head. What's going on? Oh no, she's actually kind of weird things are happening to her, and then the ending kind of goes a bit cutesy, like touchy feely almost. And I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. Not quite what I was promised, but yeah, this is not terrible by any means. The other recommendation that I've got, and this is actually a recommendation, is a series that I've been watching when I should probably be watching things like Mayor of Kingstown. And it's an anime series called Spy X Family or Spy Times Family or Spy Cross Family. I'm not quite sure.
Okay. Is it Japanese?
It is anime, yeah, I'm afraid it is Japanese. Just because it tells some of the best stories.
Because anime to me can mean more than just Japan.
Yeah, no, this is proper Japanese anime, and it's done by the same people that did. I'm not going to remember now, but basically the premise behind it is that you've got this spy, you've got these two countries, two nations that are like at a Cold War stage, and you've got this spy who's got to infiltrate the head of one of the other nations. Okay. And to do it, he's got to build a pretend family around him. So he needs to get a pretend wife and he needs to get a pretend daughter. But it turns out the daughter is a telepath, nobody knows. And the wife is secretly an assassin. And again, nobody knows. So the child knows that he's a spy and she's an assassin, but she wants to keep the family together because she's been plucked out of an orphanage. The spy wants to keep the family together because it's his cover for the mission, which is a long-term mission, and the assassin wants to keep the family together because of the same reason. She's an assassin. It's good cover for her. But as time goes on, obviously, you know, they start to almost turn into a real family. And I really like in particular the way the women are portrayed in this, because she could be some horrible girl boss, always bossing the guy around and just generally being, you know, a bit of a dick, because she's this real kick-ass assassin, like absolutely deadly, but it never gets to that stage. She gets maternal feelings for the child. She actually wants to, you know, she starts to learn how to have this family dynamic she's ever had. And honestly, it's just, it's just a lot of fun. It is just a lot of fun.
I do like the look of it, actually. I like the style of animation as well. So
yeah, it's one of those things where I would say that, you know, you get quite a lot of filler episodes and things like that, but they're generally cluing you into another little bit of the character and things like this. And one of the plots is that the girl's got to go to a school and she's got to excel. And everybody thinks she's kind of smart because she passed the initial tests, but she's not smart. She just reads people's minds. So there's like this side plot of having to try and keep her going through the school and that kind of stuff. And it's done in a way that only anime and only Japan can do. And it's just a real fun watch, and I enjoy it every single time it's on.
Fantastic! I look forward to.
And this, I give a 9 out of 10. I'm loving this series.
9 out of 10.
Yep.
Somebody called Miss Sparkles in the chat said anime's gay.
It is gay. It's so gay. Anime is
I can
gay.
confirm there is no gayness in this anime.
Just as a general rule, I kind of agree with her on this one, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
What I love about anime is regardless of how you feel about the actual sort of look of it and the style, you get a kind of storytelling.
The storytelling is
anywhere else.
Storytelling is great. It's got a very unique, but also very perceptive and character-driven style. And it's just,
absolutely, yeah. I mean, like America would never make this; they just wouldn't.
No, indeed. Yeah, we might force Miss Sparkles to watch 200 hours.
That's a good
what do you recommend? I watched the first episode of One Punch Man for the first time with my kids last week.
Did you like it?
Actually, it didn't bother me at all. There was no like horse women or with big ass eyeballs. I like the guy, main guy.
Okay, this little girl's got big ass eyeballs, so I was going to ask you if this is an accurate depiction of you as a child, but
no.
Do like to ride horses.
It reminds me of a Family Guy gag. This, oh, look at this tiny dog. Let's put it in a tiny purse.
I'd recommend anything by Studio Ghibli, although most of them do have people with big scary eyes and or big scary noses.
I watched all those. You mean like I watched Howl's Haunted.
Yeah, Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah. Moving Castle. I said Haunted. I watched that.
Yeah,
I watched
Ghibli is basically Japanese.
Well, if you've watched all of them, you can't dislike anime too much because
I can't.
Also, just one thing quickly: if you say that anime is kid stuff and gay, I defy you to watch Grave of the Fireflies and then say that.
That's a heartbreaking film right there.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree with Sparkles on One Punch Man because One Punch Man is really fucking smart. It's kind of philosophical the more you watch it. There's some real good commentary on there as well.
Mm-hmm. I'm genuinely surprised by Japan. You know, I'm going tomorrow to go and watch a film version or a film installment of something called Chainsaw Man, which is about a guy who turns into a demon where he gets a chainsaw in his head. And you're like, that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but somehow they managed to interject feeling, character, stakes. I don't know how they do it. It shouldn't work.
We're getting short on time, so I'm going to move on. Leroy, you said earlier there was one thing you quickly wanted to mention.
Yeah, there's a show I've been watching. It's called The Lowdown, starring Ethan Hawke.
The Lowdown. I have heard of that actually.
Ethan Hawke plays a sort of a D-level investigative journalist. He's got a good heart. It's set in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and
everybody's writing stuff set in Tulsa now. That's kind of funny.
It's really good though. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I like
the guys who did Reservation Dogs or the creators behind Reservation Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs.
No, Reservation Dogs.
Reservation Dogs is a show. I've not seen that one.
It's a good show. I think a new episode comes on tonight at 9. That has Ethan Hawke, Kyle MacLachlan, David Keith.
Yeah,
and like you automatically like Ethan Hawke's character on the show.
I like him as I rate him as an actor anyway. I think I told you guys the story. There's Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, he was in last week's episode. He was really good on this show. And there's Jean Triplehorde from Waterworld.
Yeah. I haven't seen her in anything for a while actually.
She was in the Terminal List. Best series.
Right. Yeah.
But this is a good show. If I could rate it, Lance, I'd give it a solid 9.
Right. I like his hat. I feel I could have used that hat for.
It's on FX.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it.
Rock that hat.
Good recommendation, Leroy. Thank you.
No problem.
So The Lowdown, and you'd give it what out of 10? You said
a solid 9.
Solid 9. Have you seen the whole thing, or have you just seen a couple of episodes?
It's still in the first season. I've seen all the episodes so far. There's a new episode coming on about an hour
on Disney. I have a Disney account. I'm about to watch, as soon as we finish, I'm going to watch episode 4 of the Murtaugh murder story, which I recommended to you guys a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to see that. Have we seen Gunbuster yet? Has anybody seen Gunbuster?
I never even heard of it.
No, I've not seen that.
There is so much stuff coming out, though. There really is.
Gunbuster's very old.
I've got another. We've got a few history buffs here, and Miss Sparkles messaged me earlier and said, "Do you have anything with men with beards?" And I said, "I'm sure we can come up with something." So this is out also on Netflix next week called Death by
I can't
Lightning.
wait to see that.
Yeah, starring Matthew McFadden,
assassination of President James Garfield.
Yeah, Michael Shannon. It's about the assassination of James Garfield, the president. Got Betty
I think
Gilpin.
he was the second president to get assassinated.
Men with beards are hot.
Yeah, Betty Gilpin is a very underrated actress. So Nick Offerman's in it as well from Parks and Recreation. And I mean, Michael Shannon looks like somebody who was born in the American Civil War era, really. So he's perfect to play this role. I kind of look forward to seeing this. I'm a big fan of Shea Wiggum as well, who did the Broadwalk Empire with.
And he was in American Primeval as Jim Bridger.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Really rate him.
I like history stuff.
Yeah. So this is another show which I'd like to talk about either next week or the week after. So guys, if you do want to make a
I'm definitely going to watch it.
Checking it out. Yeah, there you go. There's an impressive beard. So that's another beard that may also hold an anamorphic lens inside. Who knows?
Got a better one down below, Lance. I'm gonna pull that up for Miss Sparkles.
Oh yeah, there we go. I don't know who that is. I mean, that to me is an advert for like keep your children inside type.
Whoa! What the hell does that mean?
That was good talk, man.
Don't give this man a loaded firearm. And what's his other arm doing? If you look in the
like trouble here.
Look in the.
He looks like Brock Lesnar.
What's he doing there? Is he banging one off? What's going on there?
Oh my gosh!
I get no. I do understand. See, Lance. Okay, so something you're not really familiar with. We have these things that men go to. They're called gymnasiums, and we pick up heavy stuff and we put it back down again so that we can get fit and big, so that women will want to have relations with us. So that's something that we do.
And then you take photos in the gym, beard. And you should animate it.
You got a beard too.
Anyway,
goodness gracious!
This is why I love having Toxicon. So, Death by Lightning out in a week or so, very soon, and also check out Man with Beard in Gym, a new series coming soon. It is also the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future.
Did you guys know this was getting a re-release?
Yeah, I've just read about it. That's because there's quite a few films that are getting cinema releases this year, and it's like 40-year anniversary or whatever. So yeah, we've got this. We've got the Wild Geese coming out in a couple of weeks as well. I've seen Back to the Future trilogy all in one go, all in 70mm. At one of the
Charles
in the UK. That was the first time I saw Back to the Future 3. It was an early screening of Back to the Future 3 with 1
This
and
is
2.
the first movie I ever saw in a movie theater.
Wow, what a great film to be your first one.
Oh, it's a classic.
No,
Miss Sparkles, you don't like Back to the Future? Is it because nobody's got a beard?
Yeah. Well, Christopher Lloyd has it. No, he doesn't, does he? He doesn't have a beard.
No.
Not
even in the
Cowboy. All round. 0 out of 10 from Miss Sparkles.
What's his name has a beard in the Cowboy one?
I didn't like it. I fell asleep.
I think the terrorists.
I think Michael J. Fox has a beard in the third one when he's playing his ancestors.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, his relative.
Yeah, when he's Seamus McFly.
Beard. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got the Irish kind of beard on, hasn't he? Yeah.
Oh yeah, and don't forget this, Sparkles. ZZ Top are in Back to the Future 3, the king of the beards.
They've definitely got beards.
Yeah, it took me a long time to realise they were doing a country version of Double
their
Pan.
song, and then they spin. You didn't spot it when they spin the guitars around,
I've noticed a very interesting phenomenon. Guys who like certain kind of like flawless type movies, like Back to the Future or Shawshank Redemption or A Few Good Men or Crimson Tide. Women don't like those movies. Women are not interested in those movies. Like those are like they're just like those are the ones you show your girlfriend and she falls asleep during
That's what
it.
happened. My kids and dad showed me Back to the Future. I fell asleep every time he tried over and over.
My last girl watched all of the films you mentioned, and she loved and was riveted by every single
Lance,
one.
that's why it's called an exception, because it proves the rule. I'm talking about generalities with women.
I just like dating exceptional women.
I could be wrong, but I think most women prefer all them romantic, girly type movies like The Breakup and The Twilight series.
I hated Twilight.
Absolutely hated those films.
I hated Twilight. No.
Yeah, my ex-wife hated all that shit.
They even sparkled too.
Well into Shawshank, well into Crimson.
Yeah, but would you have liked it if Patterson had a beard?
Actually,
no, I've seen it with the beard. He doesn't look that great with the beard, actually. No.
We used to do Shawshank Redemption at least twice a year. So there you go.
I like that movie.
But
I'm definitely going to see this in the theater when it gets re-released this weekend.
Yeah, I've never seen this in the theater. That'd be amazing. 40 years and nobody's remade it yet, and may they never do so.
God bless.
They just did a reenactment of Marty McFly chasing after the terrorists with the rocket launcher, which didn't happen in the movie, at the actual Twin Pine Mall film location, and about 400 people dressed up as Marty McFly, regardless of age, size, or race.
Wow.
So the video's out there, you can check it out. Pretty entertaining. But yeah, so that's out there. All right, okay, we're going to start to wrap up now. I have added information for Leroy's latest book in the info below. Got a stupendous.
Also, I just submitted a new book today. I just finished a new book today. I'll submit it to my publisher. Should be out soon.
Yeah, you get the number of reviews you get on Amazon, mate, is staggering. You're doing incredibly well.
I have very nearly finished 1988. As soon as I have, I will review it.
Oh yeah, Critic Owl has bought one of my books. I signed it for him when he came to see Seven Magnificent Egos with Northern. Thank you so much for your support coming down. You travelled a very long way.
That was a pleasure, man. It was a pleasure.
And massively enjoyed the play, man.
Northern had a trains, planes, and automobiles experience trying to get home.
No,
if I'd known you were going to try and make your way to the station drunk, I would have gone with you. But anyway,
hopefully we can meet up at a time where you're not too busy and we can hang out a little bit.
It was a bit of a nightmare scenario. There was a lot going on, and then somebody had arranged a surprise party for me that I didn't know anything about. But then actually didn't happen. So
I'm actually jealous of you guys getting to. I said this on my stream last week. You guys getting in our circle, getting to go. So that's why you're so lucky about London only being like the size of one of the American cities. Like, us in America, YouTubers in our circle trying to get together would take like flights and, drive. Like the only person that's like within an hour of me is like, I think like Emperor Goodwin or something.
I live in Delaware, so.
Yeah, it would take me a day and a half to get to you, or you to get to me. So, I would love for us to try to, even the next closest, like Stupenzo's in Texas, and it takes like, 12 days to drive through Texas. So, and he's just like one state over from me. And it's still, I would love to get together in some sort of in our circle, but I mean, Jesus, man, I'm right in the middle in Kansas, but I do run a hotel. So if any of my guy in our group want to come, I'll reiterate this. I will get you guys rooms. I'll get the auditorium. We'll get the gang together. That would be amazing.
Thank you, Toxic.
What are the prostitutes going to do that week though for accommodation when everyone else comes? Are they going to stay somewhere else, or how's that going to work?
What do you mean?
Okay, let's move on. All right. So, boom, boom. I'm here all week. Okay, so we'll go around quickly to see who's got what coming up. Miss Sparkles, I haven't actually had a chance to add your information to plug your channel, so let me do that now.
You just got a bunch of new subscribers, so congratulations, Miss Sparkles.
Yeah, I did? Could you?
That's what you told me.
You always get some coming on here. Could you give us your channel link so I can put it up quickly?
Okay.
I'll get it. You want me to do it, Lance?
Yeah.
Go for it, mate. I don't post stupid stuff anyways. All my stuff's stupid. I just made a video of a review tech USA making out that.
This is YouTube. Lots of people like stupid stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to ask, which site am I putting up? The one that is on YouTube, or like the one that has the spicy stuff behind a paywall? Which stuff?
Yeah,
there's no spicy stuff behind a paywall.
Just the YouTube.
Oh, okay.
No, you wish.
Don't put any links to your hotel either. So just the YouTube link would be fine. Excellent. Aaron Charman, who's in the chat now, was also there. He also met up with I introduced you guys to him. He met Critical. He met
it was a good block.
Northern.
Yep.
Also,
Nice chat.
Kung Fu Hot Dog was there as well. There was a couple of other just like YouTube subscribers that were there as well. So yeah, there was a little clan of YouTubers there on the last day. We had a couple of others come on different days because they couldn't come on the Sunday.
And the drinks were remarkably cheap for London. I was like, what? I got 2 pints for under a tenner. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, beers wise, you're okay, but Jesus, wine in that place was like one glass of wine's like 11 quid. You know,
jeez, must be the good stuff.
Large. I mean, okay, it's a large, but you know, I can buy a bottle of wine next door for that money and then get 4 glasses. Ridiculous. So, excellent. Thank you for the link there. We'll just put that up there as well. Do check out Miss Sparkle's channel. I'm going to put that also in the blurb down below. Northern, you got anything exciting coming up you want to plug quickly?
Oh, apart from my OnlyFans page, well,
yeah,
I'll be doing that.
I want to see that.
I've got my last Halloween video this Friday of Demon Night. Even though I did a Bastards breakdown last week, but I already had the video review already edited anyway, and I've just sort of redone a little bit in places. And also on Friday, I will be doing the 10th anniversary of Ash vs. Evil Dead with many guests. We'll call Kung Fu Hot Dog and Tony of Stark Lords and anyone else.
Oh, you got Kung Fu Hot Dog coming on?
Yeah, should do. Anyway, I think he said he was up for it. I know he's up for Red Dwarf. I might have him on his list. I think we mentioned Lords Down Under as well.
It can be quite hard to pin down, so it's great when he comes on because he's a lot of fun.
And Tony Down Under as well, because I've been trying to get him on the stream for a while, but because of Australia and time differences, this was probably the only time I could get him on, and I'm glad to. So yeah, it should be a fun stream as well. I'll go through the entire first series, and I've just been getting notes on some of the episodes as well while we were doing this stream. So it's I've been multitasking here.
Fantastic. Okay, good stuff. Tox, is there anything you want to plug real quick? Okay, all right.
Nope.
No. I've got 2 streams coming up that I want to talk about quickly. So I have been trying to get somebody who works in the area of sound for ages to come on the channel to do an interview, because I'm trying to cover all the different roles on a film set. And we've got the wonderful Joe Vince, who's a sound recordist and sound mixer. He's done several of my friends' movies, done several horror films, probably done about 12 independent feature films. Really nice guy. He's coming on. I think it might be later this week, which is great. Then, of course, the other thing that we do with the channel is we help out people or promote people that are just starting out. Not just people with their YouTube channels, although this person does both, but also people, especially filmmakers. You know, my channel is all about supporting filmmakers because I am one. That's my main vocation, although I do write and direct plays and books and do all that other stuff as well. So we've got King Nikki coming on, who I just saw on Nadia's channel, and she's just made her first horror short film called Apples. You can check it out. It's on her channel. Literally, it's her very first film. So I'm getting her on, and we're going to have a chat with her about her film and what she plans to do with it, what the plans are next, and see if we can give her a little bit of advice in there as well, and push her career forwards a little bit. And I think she'll be coming on. She might be coming on the Nielsen ratings at some point if it's possible with the time difference, but it may well be one of our Sunday shows. So yeah, Ryan Randall, I see you in the chat there, mate. Great to have you back in. I saw we got James Evans as well. Nice to have a few of the regulars in today. There's also a couple of people I have not seen before in the chat. Indirect Sota, I don't remember.
He's from Greece. He's my friend.
What's that? Is that a friend of yours?
Yeah, he's my Greek stalker.
Your Greek stalker. Yathas, Kalispera. Nice to have you here. Greek stalkers are welcome here. We've got a Greek feature film called The Journey on my channel. You can watch it. I directed it. It's all set in Greek apart from the first 10 minutes. The Shield season 3 is overdue. We did season 2, didn't we? We haven't done season 3.
I want to get back on that.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that for sure. Starting Sundays. That's the next kind of Sunday thing I was looking at doing, like rolling it through week on week. I was thinking it's got to be the next season of The Shield. What happened to the House of Asher? Has that dropped yet?
That premieres December 5th on Stars.
That premieres when?
That's gonna premiere on December 5th on Stars.
Because it was originally due to drop in August, so they pushed that back. Right, December 5th now. Okay,
December 5th.
That's another show I definitely want to talk about, guys. So make sure you watch it.
I'm gonna be watching. I'm a big fan of the Spartacus show. So,
okay, all right, Leroy. We'll do our best to try and get you on for that. Toxic. Did you have anything you want to plug real quick?
Yeah. Day after tomorrow, noon to 3. Precursor to Open Bar is Toxic Thursday on tap, where I'll have a selection of guests, including a couple of guys on the panel. Hopefully, Northern English Bastard and Critic Al can join me again. Hopefully, Miss Sparkles, I can also entice her to get on there. I've been basically thinking.
You had a massive panel on there last
Thursday.
do.
Yeah, he has a lot.
10 people, 9-10 people.
Yeah, I listen. I went ahead and I spent a little money and I got the upgraded StreamYard. I'm pretty happy with it, and it's definitely a lot of fun. We do a lot of good stuff, and everybody seems to have a pretty good time. And we get quite an eclectic group of different people on there, including yourself has popped in, and I like it. So I do.
I'm going to be there with you Thursday. I said I agreed to it.
Nice. Yeah, it's we have fun. We play a little bit of trivia. We talk about current events, and we just try to have a little bit of fun with that, and try not to be too much of an echo chamber. I think we're pretty good with that. And then
it was established that Skyfall was the right answer last week. So.
Yeah, we had a little bit. Yeah, that was interesting.
I mean, you can roll back and watch it, man. That's you
can see the sparks fly. Well, you can hear it.
It wasn't me that was arguing with you, Lance. I didn't argue with you. I was defending you. So,
what's going on here?
But beyond that, Devil's Night on the 30th, I'm going to do a live stream to talk about all of the best Buffy verse. So Angel and Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, Halloween and Halloween-esque stuff, including the novel of same name that they wrote but did not film for the first season because it was a mid-season replacement. I thought that needed a little bit of attention. And then I'll be on Nadia's stream on, I believe it's the 31st, and we're going to talk about our thoughts on the Stranger Things finale. So this is what I'll be talking about on our show.
That's season 4 Stranger Things.
Yes, season 4. You're right, and I'm wrong. It's season 4. That's correct.
No. You didn't say which season. I was just clarifying.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen season 4 yet.
Okay, and I'm kind of excited because this weekend we'll be switching over to Buffy season 4 and Angel season 1. So instead of doing 2 episodes of each week on Buffy, we'll be doing 1 episode of Buffy and 1 episode of Angel, the same way it aired in real time back in the 90s through the 2000s. So I'm really excited about getting onto that. It's been a long journey to get to this, but I'm super. Also, Northern English is with me on that, as well as Critter Kingsford, Toonie Boy, and Mr. E. So yeah, going to be kind of a busy week. I don't know how I'm going to jump through my butthole in order to get all that done and work, but I'm I'll figure out a way.
If you're going to do that live on your channel, jump through your butthole, please let us know so we can tune in.
Oh, it's gonna
I
be
see
there, and it's gonna be on a paywall for you, Miss Sparkles. You'll have to pay.
I ain't paying for that. Nah, no.
Miss Sparkles wants to go on a date with me rather than see that.
Most people will try and avoid that at all costs. Okay, great. Well, look, we're going to wrap up there because we're already over. Thanks everybody for coming on. Thanks to everybody.
Thank you, Lance.
Bye bye.
You're very welcome. Thanks to my new guests, Miss Sparkle and Leroy's been on before, of course, and my regulars and two of my regulars send their apologies, Rachel and Enzo, who's driving.
Yeah, get well soon, Rachel.
Who weren't here, but Rachel, just a bit poorly tonight. Otherwise, we would have had two girlies on, which would have been amazing.
I love it.
We'll be back next week at the same time and every Tuesday from now until the end of the year. Also coming soon on Sunday, probably around 8 or 9 o'clock. I think I'll be doing a regular Sunday slot pretty soon as well. There are also the other interviews coming up. Do look out for those. They're all over the place. I've got another DJ coming on as well. Week after next, Chris Smith. So lots of interviews coming up between now and Christmas. I'm going to try and hit 150 if I can before the end of the year. Already well on my way. I think we're at 133. So if I can pack them in, we shall see. All right. Thank you, and don't forget to tell the people that you care about that you love them, and we'll see you all again soon.
Find a hidden gem today.